In this lecture, we will discuss JSP actions. So, JSP actions are JSP constructs which make some action happen on the JSP page. So, there are many action tags that are available for the JSP, and these action tags can be used for forwarding execution to another resource like an HTML page or a JSP page or a servlet, or including some other resource in the current JSP page. So forward and include is the same mechanism that we have seen when we have used the request dispatcher in a servlet. So the request dispatcher has two methods, include and forward, and the action tags for include and forward provide similar functionality. Then we can also use action tags for creating a Java Bean instance, and we can access the properties of that Java Bean. Also, we can pass parameters to the page to which we are forwarding execution using the param tag, and we can also get and set the properties of a Java Bean instance. The syntax for the action tag in the standard syntax as well as the XML syntax is the same. That is, they follow the XML syntax, and every action tag follows this general syntax, which is JSP colon. After the colon, we write the action tag and then the attribute and value pairs. So these are some of the action tags available in a JSP. So these are include, forward, param, use bean, set property, get property, JSP element, attribute, and body. So we'll see all of these one by one. The JSP include tag is used to insert some resource into our page, but this happens at request time, unlike the page directive include, which happens at translation time. So the resource that we are passing in is specified with a URL, and it is called as dynamic include because the request that we are working with is dispatched to the included page at runtime. Also, an important point to remember is that it can only be used between pages belonging to the same servlet context. So we can only transfer control to the pages which are in our application. To use this, we can write the JSP include action tag like this, and we have to specify the page. So the page attribute will contain the URL of our page. So this page info page.jsp will be included in our current JSP page at runtime. The JSP param tag is used to pass parameter name value pairs. Now, these name value pairs can be passed to some page when we are including or forwarding it, or it can also be used within a JSP plugin tag. So we can pass in parameters to some applet that we have embedded in our application also. The syntax is as follows. So inside a JSP tag, JSP include tag, we can specify the parameters. So JSP param is the tag that we use to pass parameters, and in that we have an attribute called name. So your username is the attribute, and it has the value AAA. So this is the parameter that we are passing, uname with the value AAA, and there is one more parameter that we are passing, which is user number, which has a value 123. So these are the two parameters that we have passed to the info page.jsp, and the info page.jsp can now access these two parameters. The JSP forward tag will terminate the execution of the current page, and it will discard the output of the current page and dispatch our request to a new page. So this new page can be any resource. So it can be an HTML, JSP or a servlet, and the syntax is the same as include. So just the tag varies. So here we write JSP forward, and in the page attribute we specify the value or the path of our page. We can also pass in parameters. So inside the forward tag, so in the body of this forward tag, we will be passing these parameters using the JSP param tag. So we can pass any number of parameters to our info page.jsp, and then we can access these parameter and parameter values in the info page.jsp code.